Moo! Welcoming you back to Crypto's Juiciest News. We have a Bitcoin at 98,000 American dollars. Once again, friends, what is going on? We're going to go through the current crypto landscape out here. Currently, Mindshare is peaking on AI, specifically AI agents, which are just meme coins for mid-curvers, friends. It's the same junk as everything else. Fluff narratives. If you can get in early, God bless you, take some profit. If you're getting in late, well, how's it worked out? By following mainstream crypto YouTuber titles that say 100x in these coins for this narrative. Of course, like it hasn't worked out. Did you get your 100x the first 15 times you read that narrative in the past 24 months? No, you didn't. So you understand what's going on now. So what's happening here, friends? We're going to go through and look at the wider macro landscape out here. I've done a lot of specific like guides and stuff. And the weekly charts are still looking healthy. Remember, the weekly super trend for Bitcoin is still green. It is just 3 times the ATR, which is the average true range. And we're still pinging green. Same style as what we had in 2017. I just would like to show you 2017 cycle, which was a Donald Trump cycle. Donald Pump, we call it. So after we flipped green, which is interesting here, we just kept going up. Now here is where 2017 begins. So Donald Trump gets elected. And we just keep rising up. And there were some close call fake outs, just to let you know. There were some close call fake outs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 along the way. Everyone thought it was over multiple times. It actually wasn't over until literally the end of the year. So look, I don't know if that's going to repeat again. I don't know. But like, I'm just looking at the level of the money supply out there in the economy. Orange juice is literally $9.50. It's a joke. They've printed an enormous amount of money. The house Ponzi's aren't going down. Nothing's actually going down out there in the world, which means crypto has to go up. It's the last thing. Okay, everything else has been going up forever. It's like, okay, the world governments, they're not going to let a recession happen. They just keep printing infinite money. Okay, well, the crypto's got the smallest bucket. It just makes sense that we get a super massive explosion out here. But you probably want to know, hey, what does super massive explosion mean? Well, for the overall altcoin index, friends, that's actually about 8 to 10x from today. Now, remember that altcoin index includes every coin above $1 billion market cap, pretty much, outside of the top 10. So yeah, you can cherry pick a coin. Yeah, there's going to be one coin that gets you 50x and 100x. There are going to be them. Of course there are out here. But for the overall index, looking for 10, I mean, you got to remember, man, if you did your homework and your research, if the whole index can go like, whatever it is, 8 to 10, man, you can get like a 20, 30 or 40 if you're really, if you're lucky. Okay, maybe like even a 20, just a 2x on that. That'll be fantastic. That's life-changing itself. Now, I'm going to crack on with some news before we go into more charts and stuff, friends. So, the Ripple CEO, okay, so Brad Garlic Breath, he said the Trump bull market is real. That's all he said. Now, I'm interpreting that as, I want to let you know something. This is, friends, my foresight, man. I mean, talk about this. 4 years ago, before the SEC went after Ripple, okay, before the SEC went after Ripple, friends. So we're talking about here. Okay, so the SEC went after Ripple here, end of December of 2020. I was thinking about, remember, I had XRP, okay? And I was thinking about a top signal for XRP in 2021. And I wanted them to do their IPO, where Ripple gets listed on the stock market, because this is one big giant grift anyway. So I was like, well, that would be an amazing top signal. We never got it, though. The SEC went after them. I think that after beating basically the SEC now, and you have Cripple coming back. Remember, friends, that's not the real chart, by the way. The real chart, Ripple, is actually XRP. You are still down a lot, dude. You are still down a lot. In fact, you're down so much. You are still down 55% from 11 years ago. Not joking. 2013. You launched August 2013. You're actually still down 55% versus BTC. So you took all this infinite risk. For 11 years, you get nothing out of it, basically. You literally get nothing. You've lost your Bitcoin value. Now, when I see those words, when Brad Garlic Bread says the Trump bull market is real, I'm interpreting this as they're ready for an IPO. Some sort of IPO application. And as you know, friends, right? The biggest, most bullish news is at the top, and the bearish, worst news is at the bottoms. So what would be the biggest, most bullish news out here? Maybe they actually do their IPO. They finally get through with it, or it gets announced, or whatever it is, okay? Something happens, and it just gets it. But you don't know exactly the timing. Where do I get this from? This is actually standard market behavior stuff. The top of Doge, which is still not seen today, okay, literally the top day of Doge was Elon Musk going on to Saturday Night Live right here. 8th of May, someone here, Saturday Night Live. There you go, it's actually Saturday. There you go. 72 cents, that was Doge hitting 90 billion market cap. Okay, so that was him finally appearing and shilling Doge on Saturday Night Live. That was actually the top. Doge already did its 250x run up until that point. Now, we'll get through more news of the day as well. The biggest mind share in crypto right now is AI due to these AI agents. Now, I want to show you this data point. You can see it out here. So, memes, 5, DeFi, 4.5, GameFi, EVM, ETF. And then you have AI here is up to 69%. But see, a lot of the people who use this data, a lot of these people, friends, they're traders. And yes, they're underperforming holders. They're traders. So, these people, they're looking at like these daily mindshare stuff. They're looking at very short-term stuff, and they're trying to find the big trend up and down, up and down. And you don't get this secret insight into these. You don't get a secret indicator that tells you, oh, this thing is up when it should be. This thing is up and the price is down when it should be up. It's not actually that simple. So what you actually find is the mindshare, it's rising up with the activity and the price. They're moving at the same time. They are. There is no cheat code. Okay, it's like when we discovered. I showed you Metcalfe's law. The first thing we want to do is you're like, wait, did I find a cheat code? Is there a community out there with like 1 million people, but the market cap is only 10 million market cap? No, they move as a direct relationship up and down. That's why mindshare, as price goes up, mindshare is up. As price goes down, mindshare is down. You're trading the same continuum. So you might say, well, what am I actually investing in then? Well, you're investing in a cycle of growth. That's what you're doing. So on the lows, price and sentiment is always low. It's always bad. You're investing in a long-term trend. That's what you're doing. So you don't know when it actually turns. You just say, hey, I'm going to give myself a certain period of time, certain period as long as possible, and you just believe it'll just turn around. That's it. That's how Warren Buffett does it. Everyone does it, okay? Warren Buffett and all these, remember friends, you're not even in the stock market. You think, oh, there's fundamentals of these companies. I thought it was that easy too. It ain't, okay? When stocks go down, let's say a stock's down like 50%, you still need to have balls. What Warren Buffett did, it wasn't free and easy. You had to have foresight. So you won't get this company like, wow, this company's making so much money. People just sold at 70%. They don't do that. If the stock's down 70%, I guarantee you there is a very, very, very good reason why it's down 70%. Very good. And I've seen some of the news where they go, like for example, there's a company that operate in 4 states, and maybe Amazon have just deployed 4 factories in their states, and Amazon can sell their product cheaper than these guys. They can actually, maybe these guys make a product for like $100. Amazon can sell it for like 85, or just compete with them and just drain them out. Now you're competing with Amazon, and you're like, oh crap, we're not as profitable. See, I see this fear. That's why you really do need balls, friends. It does, even in the stock market. You're like, you have to believe, you know what? I believe in the CEO. I believe in the company. I believe in their brand name. I think they'll be able to modify their product and find the way. You don't know what the way is. You just believe that. That's why you got to pay attention to these. Is it viable and stuff? So it's not so easy. There isn't easy, even in crypto. So even though you see mindshare going up, you're like, oh, I'll just buy the mindshare stuff going up. No, you're trading momentum. And once again, you will be buying into the highs and you'll be selling into the lows. You're like, oh, this thing's out of favor. Okay, so yeah, there is no free lunch when it comes to these. And yes, it is a believers only cycle. Now, most important news, friends, I have today is I have this data here for Ethereum's prices, and post-halvening year, Ethereum, so you have 30%, 48. So you see these numbers, the first 4 months, they're actually big, all right? Now, the average Q1 for the post-halvening year of Ethereum, okay, it rises January, February, March. It's around 30, 30, and 30%. Bang, bang, bang. So it's about a 2x. That's the median. That's the median is about a 2x. Now, I used the median value to get Bitcoin's highest price, right? When we were in, friends, do you remember when we were in starting? Here we go. We started end of September, and I was telling you Bitcoin's median rise, remember, friends, a median. So not the middle, man. The medium. So the one in the middle. So the mean, right? The average is just you add everything and divide it. Okay. When you find the median, is you find the middle number. Okay. It's not the average. It's the one that's basically in the middle. It's different, right? Because like if you have an extreme number at the top, it can drag up your average. Like if you have a company, the CEO earns $1 million and everyone earns $1, and there's 10 people in the company, right? You're like, oh, the average person earns $100,000. No, you don't. No. See what I mean? That's not the real number. The median will be $1. You're like, wait a minute, like the person in the middle, whatever the number is, I forgot exactly how you do it, but you get the point, right? It basically just adjusts for removing these volatile stuff. That's what we use in crypto. Now, it worked for Bitcoin. It's kind of amazing. It worked exactly on par. So if you go to October, right here, the median rise, friends, was about 64%. It was about 64%, which landed you about 105K, which is amazing. We literally went around there. Isn't that crazy? We literally went around there, right there. We went above to 108K. That's very accurate, man, for the median. Like we were guessing beforehand after 3 cycles. So what's the median out here for Ethereum? Now, I don't have that specific exact number out here, but from what I remember, you can kind of see them here. You got this one here. You have to basically, get these two. So around, I think I remember looking at it was around 30%. 30% January, February, March. And if you add them up, it gives you about a 2x, a bit above a 2x. So that implies Ethereum from today. Let's go back and bring up the Ethereum chart. It implies Ethereum goes towards $7,000 in the next 3 to 4 months. All right. So that's actually, funny enough, that is exactly where I've been talking about. We are like almost definitely going. Okay. That is 7,200. That's the Fibonacci level here for Ethereum. Remember, friends, I've been saying to you, go, look, guys, there's no 99% certainties of anything, but I definitely know. I know Ethereum is going to touch 7,200 at some point. I just don't know what it's going to do after that point. Is it going to squiggle down and pop back up, or is it going to squiggle down and actually stay down? I don't know. But 7,200 is almost like definitely programmed. So that is from today, 3,600. It is about, it's about almost a 2x. There you go. At some point. So that is, but in the immediate short term, January, February, like by January, February, March, we're in that $5,000 to $6,000 zone. So yeah, you probably see something like this come around here. And at some point by June, hopefully we've touched that 7,200. And then what? Obviously, now what do we do after that point? Well, this is where it gets a bit cute, because we can either, that's where we don't know, friends. We could come back down, scare everyone and retest at 4 to 5K. And then we go for the white swan. And I'm hoping it's $14,000. I'm hoping, okay? That can happen. Or we go up and everyone thinks 5K is coming, but we don't get that. We just continue going up. So I don't know about that part. But you don't know about that part either. That's why we've been participating in the bear market. That's why you and I have been participating in the bear market. You don't know what it's going to do in the midst of that mania. And back then, you didn't even know if we we're going to repeat the 4-year cycle again. You had no idea. So that's why, like, you get the portfolio return you deserve. If you sat through the bear market, you DCA'd as much as you could, and you participated as much as you can. Yeah, then that's pretty much what eventually how it all reconciles itself. And then on the opposite spectrum, people who don't pay their dues with time in the market. They try to time the market and play momentum, our companions and stuff. Those people, yeah, they're going to get the midst of the chaos. If they're lucky, they'll get a 2x, finish off by the end. There'll be a lot of people doing massive leverage and stuff out here. Everyone's going to be jeeting around. And yeah, in the midst of that chaos, I guess we'll see what happens. Shout out to my friend JD as well. Time for that orange juice. Very, very juicy. Remember, friends, so why Ethereum? It's not Ethereum maxi or anything, but Ethereum, what we've seen, what I've shown you, okay? So there's opinions. So this is the interesting part. Before I even looked at this others ETH chart, before I looked at this chart, I already concluded. I looked at everything. I did these things manually. I looked at heaps of coins myself, okay? And I realized, everything is a function of how high Ethereum goes. I'm like, when Ethereum did 100x in 2017, coins did either 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. They're like in these like normal round, these lovely round numbers based off Ethereum. And I just guessed that, okay? And then when it came to 2021, and I went through in the bear market and I looked at all these numbers, I computed all these myself, and I was like, wait a minute. In this period of time, Ethereum did a 10. So coins either did like 5 to 10, which is trash, which means you were getting dumped on by the insiders who were dumping 4 ETH. Right, they're dumping your coin and they're taking ETH out. That's trash. Remember, Ethereum does 10, 5 was low end, but then they did like 15, 20, 25, 30. They did a function of whatever Ethereum did. It was like a multiplier. And then obviously I came to the conclusion like, wait a minute, I wonder if I can get an altcoin index and compare it to ETH. What would the ratio look like over time? And that is others ETH. This is literally the secret to the whole market, friend. You gotta remember, look at when this thing starts, man, 2017. Look at the power of this. Look how many bear markets, bull markets, narratives, AI, gaming, metaverse, DeFi, Solana, everything out here. Others is everything outside the top 10. Okay, so everything outside the top 10, and you're looking at, you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. So most coins in the index, the average person, remember friends, whenever I talk like this, there's always I'm sorry, you are a retard, okay? You are a retard, you are not listening, okay? Listen, okay? You cherry picking 3 of your shit coins that went up 10, 20, or 1,000x is not the whole market index, okay? It is not the whole market index. I mean, like, there's always this one person comes in, doesn't read anything, and they say, well, what about this coin? Yeah, it went 17,000x. Okay, bro, we get that. That is not the index, okay? Your shitty little $7 invested is not representative of the billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars of market cap trapped, word is trapped in the rest of the altcoins out here. They're literally a slave to Ethereum. Now, what we've seen over time is they're actually slightly gaining. Does that make sense? Yeah, because it basically means Ethereum's got like other people competing, devs are leaving, and they're basically taking the best ideas of ETH and they're deploying them on other chains, but it's slightly gaining up. So basically, this is the interesting part, okay? 4 years ago, we were here. We dunked down, and then, so remember, friends, what you do is, so you want to know, okay, in this period of time, say January, Ethereum did about a 6x from January to in this next 6 months, okay? It did from like $600 to like 4,000, whatever. This thing did about a 2x, 2.3. So if you go back to many altcoins, the average of the altcoins, Ethereum did a 6. The average altcoin did like a 12 to 14. Crazy. That's from the December lows, okay? If you go back to January of 2020 in the last bull market, yeah, so actually where it is, around here. So they did it's about a 2x, see? Isn't that wild? And then they eventually revert back down. But here's the thing. We have been going up here. This is very interesting. Does it make sense? Yes. You've got not just Solana, because remember, Solana's in the top 10. So this is others index. But basically, other coins, friends, Ethereum has been dunked on as a third cycle curse. Other coins like BitTensor and Pepe and memes, other coins have entered the others index, the top 100, okay, pretty much out here. And they have been holding up their value against ETH. So you can actually go here, what's actually in the index and stuff out here. You have like Optimism, so you have layer 2s out here. You have Floki, you have Thor, you have Brett in the coin, you have Beam, okay? You have these things that are actually slowly, ever so slightly, but surely gaining value on ETH, okay? So ETH is a first cycle unicorn at the time. Now it's in its third cycle curse, okay? So everything is basically bound by time. And because growth rates will slow down over time, okay, for 99% of cases. Now, this is interesting. We are right here. Now, by the way, what does this number mean, friends? Look at this. See the number 0.86? It means the others index is 86% of Ethereum's market cap. An interesting number here is parity. Friends, don't you think it's actually wild? Look how many times the market hits one parity to Ethereum and then drop down. Isn't that crazy? Like, you have not, no one's ever seen that chart. Not a single person in crypto has ever computed that chart ever. I computed this ratio. I'm the one who looked at this. I thought about it and I conceptualized this. Isn't it amazing, the wisdom of the crowd? So if you pick up one individual person, he's like, oh, I'm a meme coiner. And the other guy's like, oh, I'm an AI guy. Like, oh, I'm bag holding Hex. Another guy, I'm a Pepe guy. Another guy, I'm an XRP guy. So you talk to all of them, they have no idea about the ratios or anything, but individually. But the wisdom of the crowd, isn't that wild? The wisdom of the crowd, basically, friends, whenever the altcoin index hit parity with Ethereum's market cap, we ran out of buyers. Wow, wild. Crazy. So that's why, isn't that weird, man? So remember, Ethereum's market cap today, so basically what you can see is Ethereum's market cap today is 438 billion. You see, 438. I think others index is about 338. So it's about like 86%, right? So you can just see it, right? Because I just told you the ratio. It's about 86%. So every single time we got there, that's wild. So every time the altcoins, that whole index, matched ETH, it was game over. We ran out of buyers. It's not that people started selling. It's that naturally the markets thought, okay, we've just run out of buyers for whatever reason. Okay, I think it's like you just don't have enough people there for product market fit to continue. Look how close we are again. You can just see this thing happening over time. Now, I think it will be fantastic if we can get a big colossal move again. That'll be wild. Imagine we can go up something huge here. That'll be wild. Like if we can move up here to 1.5. But what does this chart basically mean? It basically means over time, if you're in an altcoin, you want to be taking profits into ETH. That should be like your... Now, obviously, you got Bitcoin with it as well, but I'm just showing you in this smart contract altcoin world. In the altcoin world, you're picking your altcoins. ETH is like the base money, pretty much, of all the altcoins. And we already know that, by the way. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. Now, what I want to do is just show you the others BTC ratio, which is extremely important. So, friends, like I said, Uncle Bobby over the weekend, he's got a $288,000 Bitcoin price target, okay? But as I've told you, I don't care about the US dollar price because everyone knows it's totally random. No one knows, okay? I don't care about the price. We care more about the time. But also, if we're going to look for a price, I just care about others BTC. So this ratio is about 20% of Bitcoin's price, okay? Historically, in the last cycle, this got extremely dangerous at 40 and 50%. Okay. Now the first circle here, I drew some fib levels and I got it here. I basically matched. I made a whole video on this, right? I've got target 1 about 38% here, and then target 2 is like 55. But here's the thing: I hope we go above here. We might even just rise above here, but it doesn't mean your individual altcoin will necessarily peak out here or stop. It's just more of like a macro wider reading. Okay, so remember, I've got to zoom in for you to show you where all the way down here. So if people want to ask me, okay, are you bullish? Are you bearish? Yeah, of course I'm bullish. We've been cheap the whole time. I've always been bullish every single time. It's been horrific and it's been dog shit. Yeah, but I've been bullish. So when people hear it's been bad, they think, because most people, they are terrible investors and terrible traders. Most people are by default. So when they hear someone say it's been bad, they project because they go, oh, because they don't know what they're doing. When they feel bad, they sell. Okay, that's what they do. So then they think anybody else who posts a chart that says, oh, this thing has been trashed for the past 2-3 years, they think that implies, oh, therefore you'll want to sell right now. Well, no, the biggest pumpers look terrible before they pump. Okay, and then the worst part of your life, like for example, go back to Hex 2021. Maximum, you had $100 Hex targets. More, you had $1,000 Hex targets. Back when Hex is 50 cents, okay? It was the most confidence. You had the Hex coffin dance. You had all of these. You couldn't possibly pick a worse time to get in, right? That's pretty much every altcoin, though. Just like when XRP hit 30% dominance in 2017, hit $3. You could not pick a worse time. And by the way, XRP, like it went up 650x. It took over the world in 2017, you see? Also, Dogecoin, Saturday Night Live. You could not pick a worse time to get in. You get it? So this is what I'm looking for. Now, I don't know if when it's gonna land out here, but all I know is this is 12 months after the Bitcoin halving. Historically, this has been big decision point for altcoin BTC ratios. Okay, so I've left the fractals of the past 2 cycles here just to see so you can see how parabolic they go up. Yeah, that's what we're expecting right now. And Ethereum will be the slingshot base if that happens. Now, just to give you even more of an idea of just, friends, you got to be like you have to have a Zen approach this year. It's basically your cards are on the table. It's basically, it's like poker, man. They're just waiting for everything to just appear now. Okay, we almost can't do anything now. This is the Bitcoin monthly chart candle. Okay. In 2013 and 2017, there were 3 red monthly candles of those years. In 2021, we had 6. Okay, we got scammed. So it's outside of our control. We don't know. Okay, we don't know. It might make you a bit anxious. Okay, so for example, there might be three red monthly candles of the year, and we are now in September. Okay, we're now in September. Maybe that's the third one, okay, of the year. Maybe there's one in March somewhere else, and maybe. And then, like, yeah, you have to decide at that point. Do you think it's over, or do you think we're going to repeat 2017? Because in September, of course, we've got a blood moon as well. Remember, friends, we've got a blood moon in March, blood moon in September. In September, I just want to show you what happened in 2017. Okay, look at this. It goes 1, 2, 3. Huge. Bitcoin just goes on a huge parabolic pump up. And then we have the alt season wave number 2. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I believe it's a believer's cycle. I can pray that we get a repeat of that, but we ultimately don't know. And you know there's a big price to pay if you don't sell. Okay, because what we saw, I've shown you how many times, gone to charts showing you, oh, because let's say it's September, friends, and then let's say it's like midway October. It's midway October. It's a temporary green candle. You don't know. If you're wrong about how the year finishes, you're down from that point. It's down 70% from the top. It's down 70%. You'll be able to get out for around 60%, but yeah, you're down 60% from the top. So if you're looking at $1 million in your portfolio, which I hope all of you are at least, really hope you do. Yes, I'm just letting you know, if you're wrong, you have 400K by the end of December. And then here's the thing: most people, they don't exit because they're used to the dip. Okay. However, it's possible that as well we just start running up into the end of the year, and we just rush up. That could happen in the last 3 months, where you have a green October, November, December. Okay. Everyone's gonna have their opinions. I don't know. All I can just tell you is I'm looking at this others BTC ratio. That's all I care about. All right, that's all I care about. And I just drew this channel out here. We shouldn't get too fixated on this channel. Maybe let's make it a bit more conservative like this, yeah. So definitely, remember, I've got this. This is end of 2025 this year. At some point, maybe I'll make it a bit bigger. Okay, I'll make it a bit bigger. So this is the zone. Like, I just want you to know it's a hot zone, friends. You don't have time to think about this. Look at this. This is literally 1 week. If you miss out this next week, you're down 70%, okay? Don't listen to this others index, the distance, but this was a 70% drop. See ya. In literally 1 week. Now, I don't want anyone to get scared of that because, that was China banning. That was a scam season. But it is fatal as well if you miss out in 2017. Look at this. You do drop as well on those coins. Their BTC ratios bleed hard as well because Bitcoin runs hard at the end of those 2 cycles in 2013 and 2017. And yeah, basically the liquidity gets sucked back in again. Now, as another friendly reminder, friends, I got to play some Pumpy G music, but just so that everyone knows, okay? From everything I'm saying, everyone is still planning to Jeet early. They are planning to Jeet early, okay? So look, if they're planning to Jeet early, and by the way, you know their target's not actually here. If you compute others BTC, their target's actually up here. I'm not kidding. I actually computed it. So everyone thinks they're getting this, and it's over. So that's why if we get up here, they're not selling. They'll probably sell, and they'll Jeet here, okay? And maybe we get a white swan later. Remember, they can... look, this is the funny part, man. They need others BTC up here. So people don't actually... They don't actually, but that's polls and markets, you know, that's everyone out here, like, of course, because everyone thinks they've got the golden unicorn. Now, the golden unicorn, I can assure you, is not going to be found when you have thumbnail titles like this. So you got crypto banter. These China AI agents will 100x early. So what's expected in 2025 this year? As the 4-year cycle has played out every single step of the way, hasn't broken at all. Okay, people who say this time is different, nothing's been different. People who trade off moving averages and use these 50-day and 100-day garbage moving averages, they say this time is different because they don't understand what actually drives the 4-year cycle. So we know here at your friend Sommi's channel that you like and subscribe, but press the belly button. Press the belly button. You understand what drives the 4-year cycle. It's the 4-year government debt rollover cycle. The duration of their bonds, of all their money printing, is 3, 4, and 5 years. The average duration is about 4 years. Just say 4 years. And yes, there is a year in there where the government prints the money and basically coincides with our Bitcoin halving year. They print the money to pay off one credit card. Now they have another credit card. Okay, that's what they do. And then our Bitcoin halving magically. This is the magic part. I guess Satoshi just thought, hey, just make it 4 years, 4-year presidential cycles. Okay, so it all coincides with that. That's what it is. Okay, so the moving averages, they screw you up. Why? Because moving averages in crypto, the halvenings are like every 3.8 years. It's not exactly 4, but since the government debt rollover, so the government work in like these 1-year epochs. They are obviously doing it. They're not working like, oh, let's do something in August and September. No, they're working in these 1-year epochs. They plan their fiscal year. Okay, there's like planning for each year ahead. So that's why it's no surprise that when we see like when we see new calendar years tick over, funds are deployed. It's like it coincides with the institutions and the funds and the government. It's like everything is moving into these calendar years. And that's why, you know, we're now in 2025 and we expect to see the same thing. And that's why those moving averages screw you up, because the Bitcoin halvening in November of 2012, okay, became the Bitcoin halvening of July in 2016. And then it became May of 2020. And then it became April of 2024 last year. You see how it's moving up early in the year? In 2028, the Bitcoin halvening will be like February or March. You see how it's moving up over and earlier? If you're using moving averages, yeah, you're basically getting screwed up with these things that are happening over time, because the government is like doing these perfect 4-year things. But the halvening has like these bursts up and down and pump and dumps and stuff, which screw you over. So you understand why the mechanics. That's why, friends, you understand when people just use an indicator, they just see like a line out here on the chart. Also, just so you're aware as well, okay, Bitcoin, friends, always comes back in the bear market to its 200-week moving average, okay, every single time. We had a horrific bear market, actually broke under it, okay, this was 22K. Right now, it is 42K, okay? But, like, so what I've done is I've just drawn this line up. So I'm hoping that by this period of time, okay, if Bitcoin goes up high enough, that this thing goes up, I'm praying. It goes up and up and up. By the end of 2026, maybe the price is like, there you go, like $80,000. Maybe that's it. Okay, we'll see where this thing goes, but it eventually does come on, and that pretty much that is like where your Goblin Town target ends up being every single 200-week moving average, which is another way of saying 4-year moving average. And yes, that's bear market stuff. Now, friends, I want you to understand. So, in this bull market year, 2025, I've given you masterclass, I've given you guides, I've given you all the conclusions. I've literally given you the highest value content in crypto. It's literally this highest value alpha, not even close. My recent masterclass here, everything you learned from crypto in 4 years. So this video, friends, this is extremely important. By the way, I love making this one. This is a UFO. You gotta watch this one as well. But just watch all my videos, man. All of them, blood, sweat, and tears in here. We're actually having a lot of fun, licking a lot of lollipops. Okay, but in this masterclass, okay, I use the language in here, which is true. Okay, and I don't care if people get triggered, because the truth hurts. Okay, the truth is that you, the market, have decided 99% of every altcoin is an absolute scam. You, the market, not me. You, the market. You've decided scam. You don't actually have an intention to hold it all the way, like you treat Bitcoin. You don't. So we can derive principles from these. So in 3 out of 3 cycles, actually now the 4th one now, there's a fourth cycle pretty much. Being a Bitcoin maxi has saved you from total wipeout for 3 years, because Bitcoin goes up for 3 years and down for 1. Up for 3 years, down for 1, okay? Altcoins, which you can see on the others BTC ratio, altcoins go down for 3 years, up for 1. And you can actually see this on another chart I've constructed here for you. Others BTC, 3-year bear, 1-year bull, 3-year bear, 1. This is the ratio of altcoins to Bitcoin. And I just have some targets here. Remember, these are percentages of altcoins against Bitcoin. Right now, around 19-20%. I'm hoping we finish off around 60%. I don't care if it goes to 70, 75. It doesn't really matter. As long as you just know this is super heated. That's all you got to know, okay? So that's right. You, the market, have decided that instead of... This is... I'm just being honest, okay? So... And this is the truth. Like, you understand? Okay, this is what the data shows. The data, pretty much, and everyone's pattern of behavior. The people have decided they don't actually believe in most altcoins. They would rather continuously punt on new cycle coins as each new epoch appears, which is a new 4-year cycle. They would rather give more mind share and attention to new things than old things. And this pretty much destroys value in old coins and then brings in new value, like mushrooms that keep popping up, okay? However, this game runs alongside, but not connecting to Bitcoin. Okay, it's separate to Bitcoin. So the market has chosen, the market has chosen Bitcoin as its savings vehicle for crypto. That's it. Can that change? Yes. Yes, it can change. When? I don't know. Do you want to be the first guy who tries though? Do you? I don't want to be that guy. Because, by the way, did you hold altcoins for the past 3 years? You tried to be that guy or girl or squirrel or pup or duck. Didn't work out, did it? So I think, friends, it takes a monumental shift. You know what I mean? Like Bitcoin's got the first mover advantage. And yes, that's it. So you understand the game now. But knowing these, there is something special about the year it goes up. Let's not pretend we don't know what happens in it. This 1 year of bull is so fantastical. It is so rapid and so fast, it creates 7 years of bag holders, for example, in XRP, who are still down, by the way. Friends, XRP, XRP, guys, you're still not winning, right? XRP is down 55% in 11 years, right? You know that, yeah? Right here. 55% in 11 years. Look at this. It opened here. You're down 55. So basically, but yes, that is, friend, well, I got to repeat, that is after a 4.5x rally off the low. You are still down after 11 years, okay? So it means, like, friends, for example, okay, how would you feel about a scheme where someone took all your money and paid you 2% yield from the government, okay? You would probably call that a scam. Why? Because you're like, wait, you're collecting 5 from the government and you're paying me 2. Okay, so you're grifting me. Yeah, so, okay, well, altcoins bleed against Bitcoin. It's the same game. See, you're taking on infinite risk when you enter an altcoin. Yes, compared to Bitcoin, you need to get a return. That's why you have to hunt for cheap prices. You have to do your work and research. Otherwise, you're throwing away Bitcoin value to people who make these coins. They basically supply you a shit coin and they take what they consider real money, which what we've seen in crypto has always been Bitcoin and Ethereum. Maybe if Solana's adoption continues, Solana, we'll see. But trying to be the first to these new unicorn things, that's pretty much what everyone hopes they do. Like, I want to be on the next big thing, okay? So that's the game. Now, obviously, during this game, friends, it's going to be 2025, what to expect, okay? So I've shown you. Right now, we're looking for a wild altcoin unicorn to appear. We're expecting Ethereum to head to $5,000 next. It's actually literally in up only. I'm expecting that 40% flash rally. Hopefully, between now and June, Ethereum has touched $7,000. Maybe by the end of the year, hits that $14,000, okay? But $7,000. If Ethereum goes from here to 7,000, it's about a 2x. And you can use others ETH ratio. It's kind of funny. I'll show you now. Others ETH, friends. If Ethereum, look, if just imagine this line goes up to like here. Okay, imagine it goes up to here. You know what this means? It means whatever Ethereum did. See, I did this. This is plus 50%. See, this move is about plus. It did a plus 50% move. If we go up to there, it means if Ethereum did about a 2 from here to this $7,000 mark, the average altcoin will do about 50% on that. That's a 3. So obviously, some great ones are going to do like 4, 5, 6. Poopy ones are going to do only a 2 or 1.5. Hopefully, everything does really, really well. But you can see that everyone's looking for a 10. They're going to probably have to wait longer. That's probably why they might Jeet. But, now this is what we're expecting, again, this 4-year cycle. As it plays out, Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum goes up more, etc., etc. Now, in this news today, I think it was very fitting. I'm speaking to you about altcoins and founders and everything out here, friends. Kwon, obviously, he made Luna. Luna had a very fast crash down 99%. Luna UST, the stablecoin went from $1, depegged down. It's basically like 2 cents down 98%, okay? They want to put Kwon in jail for 130 years, okay? So he's facing this maximum penalty. He appeared in US court. So this is what they're trying to take him for. Falsely advertising Terra's stability, manipulating the Luna Foundation Guard, controlling Mirror Protocol, falsifying Terra's use by Chai, misusing Genesis coins. So look at this, Zach, interesting. Most of crypto Twitter already adjudicated some of these things after we published our story on Terra's record 40 billion collapse. Whether a jury agrees that Kwon isn't just another SBF remains to be seen. So what we actually found is Luna UST was they traced, it was actual, so friends, someone destroyed the peg first. So there it goes. You want to know who it was? WinterMute. WinterMute, it's actually true, friends. Winterpoop, actually, they destroyed the peg first. They spooked Celsius. Alex Mashinsky got spooked. He dumped another $1 billion of it, and then that starts sending everything down. So they actually went and they checked all this chain stuff, okay? It's kind of funny how it all happened. And we only found this out because Wintermute, it got revealed in courts. And I was the only person reporting on this stuff last year when everybody else was just like, you know, basically leaving crypto. No, sorry, in 2023, friends. I was talking about it was a 2023 thing when it came out. Now, here's a controversial take, but by the end, you'll see what I'm saying is true. Kwon, friends, may not be your ideal founder, but he's no criminal. Okay, he ain't a criminal. Okay, because we all know, crypto is the riskiest financial casino in the world. We know it's risky. Okay, let's not pretend we don't know it's risky. Okay, if Kwon is a criminal, actually, then 99% of every developer in crypto is guilty. Every person, every founder of a coin, every developer, they're all guilty. If he's guilty, okay. And we've got over 10,000 of those people. We try in crypto. We try financial experiments on the daily. Okay, so look, friends, there's an event happening, and we have to put our human judgment on it. Some people say everyone's full of scammers. Okay, but they're just words. I say scammers too, just to try to help you. Like, hey, just be careful. There's scammers out there. Okay, but other people, like maybe Raoul Pal, he's got a very optimistic view on life. So Raoul's, he's an orange juice glass half full guy. So he's like, hey, they're not all scammed. They're financial experiments. We have to do 1,000 experiments, and then, 999 fail, one works, we keep it. And actually, friends, that's the US economy entrepreneurial spirit. That's actually how capitalism works, yeah? Now, here's where we kind of like have to get into the weeds. Of those financial experiments where, yes, they release a coin on the market, 99% of those altcoin experiments bleed to Bitcoin over time. Okay, 99% of them. The really good ones are able to stay in that others index, hopefully, and grow over time, hopefully. But 99%, surely, they bleed to Bitcoin. Now, here's the thing. Why was Kwon, why is he targeted? It's because this bleeding happened too fast. Pretty much, okay? So that's what my controversial... It's not controversial. I'll tell it to your face, okay? The only reason why anyone thinks Kwon is a scammer and a criminal is because this price chart happened in literally, my gosh, 1 month. It went down too fast. So you might say, hey, Sommi, does that imply people in crypto, they blame all the holders and victims if the coin does this over time and it just dies off? Yes, my friend. Yes. Okay. So for example, like EOS. Okay. Yes. Coins like this. You see that? Are they putting EOS guys in jail? No. But why don't you? Hey man, you've literally lost all your value. Yeah, you're down 96, 98% as well. So Luna, friends, you're down 98%. They gave everybody Luna 2, their new airdrop. They like fixed all the stuff or whatever, fixed it. So you're down 98% in that. That's why it was very controversial as well, because unfortunately with Hex, it's very, very sad state of affairs. Hex went down more than Luna. So Hex dropped 99%. That was a very, very painful reality. I think it actually still is around there. I'm not sure. Maybe the recovery helped a bit, but you don't want to be around that number. It doesn't sound nice. Like, well, your coin with staking and game theory and tokenomics went down. Like, you have less money. Like, basically, yes, if you bought the top of Luna, you would have more money than buying the top of Hex, that's wild. But yes, you got to see, right? I just showed you Luna went down so fast. So it's that, by the way, this happens in the stock market. If you rug pull fast, a lot of people get angry and they consider you a scammer and they come after you. However, if you rug pull slowly, no one says anything. They see it as like, we keep trying. It's not working. We're trying and trying. That's actually, friends, a lot of 2017 ICO companies with the ICO coins, that's what they do. They've been slowly rug pulling. So they keep the Twitter active. They keep the social media active, but they just do scheduled posts like once a month, literally like once a month. no one's on a change. And what they do is they go dump their couple of $1,000, whatever it is, regularly on Binance. They're just selling out. Okay, it's slow rug pull. So that's why when you hear slow rug, that's what it is. It's basically like you got no intention to win. You've given up. Now you're doing an exit. You just take whatever liquidity you can as slow as possible, basically. But if anyone asks you what's happening, you're like, oh, no, we're trying, right? So that's the game. So I guess the truth is, right, as I explained to you, if Luna and UST, if they slow rug, so if the stablecoin depegged slowly instead of in 30 days, if it happened over 3 years, then it would be considered like another Charlie Lee Litecoin, for example. Like if I show you Litecoin's BTC ratio, hey, put Charlie Lee in jail, right? Look at this. What's this junk? What's this junk? You are down. Let's check out from your top. How much did you trade? You traded up here. You are down 98% against Bitcoin. You see that? That's Litecoin. But that period of time I showed you has been like 8, 9, 10 years. Actually more like, around 10 years. Yeah, 10 to 12 years. So you see, this is... So I basically gone through the psychology of humans and go, oh, okay, so you basically, if Do Kwon's a criminal, you're basically just going to force all the scammers to do slow rugs. You know, that's a sad state. That's basically what happens. Now, you might say, but Sommi, isn't it okay? Shouldn't they do slow rugs rather than fast rugs? Look, in life, friends, wouldn't you rather know that you've lost money on day one so you can like learn and then move on rather than you bleeding out in an abusive relationship for like 7 years, 8 years before you finally realize? Now, if you actually look at the Terra Luna UST, friends, this is the $1 stablecoin, right? It was the algo unbacked stablecoin. It was $1. And this actually, you can see WinterMute, friends, actually what they did was, look at this, okay? So WinterMute, I think they started smacking it somewhere here. I think they smacked it, and then this caused Mashinsky to sell it down, and then I think they tried to bring it back here. I think Do Kwon, this buying was Do Kwon trying to use the 40,000 BTC to send it all the way back. It only comes back to 93 cents wick and then comes back all the way back down. Because there was $16 billion of market cap, but only $1.6 billion of Bitcoin, which backed it. Which makes you think, man, because, you know, friends, he bought Bitcoin at $42,000. You know, like, if they were just able to survive, like 2 cycles, then what would have happened is Terra, remember, Bitcoin needed to get to, you know, you didn't even need Bitcoin at 400,000 to fully match it, because we know with the redemptions, you only would have needed Bitcoin at about 200,000, which is interesting. So Do Kwon, the experiment, yeah, if they could get it running longer, the Bitcoin, which is the treasury, would have grown enough to cover almost all of the redemptions at Terra Luna UST at $1, which is, see, that's another thing to think about. Like, did he fail? It's like, oh, but it wasn't back then. But it wasn't back then, but it could have been back in the future. Okay, but now I'm gonna blow your mind again. Many altcoins. So when you look at it, okay, what did Terra Luna's down 98%? But you actually want to know, friends, Sommi, what's actually the real reason? Why is this a real thing? Okay. He was the poster child, friends, because he said too many shady, slippery things about the US dollar. That was it. He was desecrating on the US dollar. The biggest sin in crypto, friends, honestly, you want to go to jail the fastest? Write on your website that you will give people dollar-denominated deposit guarantee yield. Write that. Okay, you basically, because how can you give people guarantee yield? The US government's printing the money. The US government literally supplies bonds to the market. They print money, they give you the yield. They have the money printer. So you're claiming to have a money printer, you're literally doing laundering. Sorry, not laundering, counterfeit. You're counterfeiting currency units. How can you guarantee a yield? How can you guarantee that? You can't guarantee that. You don't have the money printer. You're counterfeiting. You're supplying them other stuff. You're desecrating on other. See, that was the actual big sin, okay? That was a big sin. Also, friends, that's why, you know, Richard Hart, when he learned this many years ago, he removed certificate of deposit, the word, on the Hex website, because it could loosely be interpreted as like, oh, you mean certificate of $1 deposit? Like, no, it's a certificate of deposit for this other currency, but Do you see what I mean? That's the critical issue here. That Luna, you do Kwon phases. But I want to show you something, okay? So UST is down 98%, okay? And by the way, this is like, that's why I do believe, friends, that Luna UST went back to 7.5 cents. That's why pDAI is like, what, 1.3 cents now. That's why I think like, hey, if this unbacked thing is down, it hit 7 cents, why can't pDAI? But also, if we're in the process of calling people who had a coin go down that much, well, Cardano went down, friends. I mean, like, it literally went down 98.9%. Hit 98.5%. But then it went up 150x. You see that? So, would you call Charles Hoskinson a scammer? If you put Charles Hoskinson in jail here, look what ends up coming next. You see that? That's crazy, yeah? By the way, it's not just him. You can see it on Aave as well. Aave, same thing, friends. Aave dropped 99.4% or whatever. 99.4%. Look at this. Would you lock up every DeFi founder? Hey, your coin went down 99.4%. It ends up doing a 2000x rally. You see? Now, obviously, I'm not saying every coin that drops that much is definitely going to rally. But it just reveals to you this game of crypto. I'm trying to help you not to get trapped. It's a game. Do you understand? It is a game. It's a risky casino. It's a wild, wild west. But there's enormous upside. Okay? There's enormous upside. Because the growth rate of these things are explosive. But I want you to learn from this. I know when your coin is down 98, 99%, yeah, you want to act. You're like, I want my money back. Well, look, man, you can be angry, but you're not going to get your money back, number one, from being angry. And also being angry is not going to stop the next altcoin from dropping minus 99%. Doesn't matter how angry you are. Friends, would they put crypto people in jail? Did that stop anybody? No, man. They put Ross Ulbricht in jail. Okay, people doing worse scams now. They're not even allowing the goods and services trading on crypto. They're just straight rugging people. You understand that? Like, he was at least providing some merchant service with Silk Road. So you put it all together. I'm trying to just help you. You're navigating. It's a game, right? It is painful when these things go down, but you got to get the party part up. That's why Ethereum hopefully rising to 7,000. Bitcoin hopefully 150K in this next wave up. We get these two old season waves out here. We'll see how they play out. But yes, these things here, these wild things happen, right? They look dead. Things recover. Other things go up, drop down. You know, friends, you might even see the most shocking thing of all, where people actually take the FTX coin, you know, Soy Bankman-Fried's coin. It's at $3.30. Okay, can you imagine they bring it back to like 24 bucks? Just imagine. It does an 8x from here. It means the thing is solvent the whole time. It's like, wait a minute, we're back. It's like, no, you were bankrupt. No, wait, we got all the money back. That'll be wild, man. That'll be wild. Imagine, this is the bull market to do it, by the way. Then what does that mean? Like, does the US government go, wait a minute, can we lock people up if their coin drops below a certain price? Because what if the coin goes back up? Does that mean okay, you're released out of jail now, your coin goes up? We haven't worked this stuff out as society, as a government. That's good for you and me, because our disco ball is still going to activate, isn't it? Because we haven't worked it out yet, it means you and I are still early. That's ultimately why I think crypto's going to 10 trillion plus. Like, subscribe, bell button, or catch you in the next one.